Welcome back to Good Day Stateline. Paul and Jenna are here tonight. We're going to talk about Iverson Painting. Hello, thanks for coming in.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi,
We're so excited to talk to you. This is such a good time to really dig into like household projects.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the summer was really busy because we didn't have a fun one last year. So everyone was kind of out and about doing things, and now they're like, oh yeah, I forgot I wanted to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Paul, tell us a little bit about Iverson Painting and how it all began.
All right. Well, we're in our 35th year, and the way it started is it was kind of by accident. So my dad was working in retail. Mom was a CNA, and they were both on vacation, and they're at my grandma's house.
Okay.
And they heard her next door neighbor talking about getting her house painted. And Dad says, hey, we painted before, we'll do it. So they went over there, took a couple of days and painted the outside of her house. And she gave them, she bought them lunches and gave them a couple bucks for painting. It was, it's really not much, they were helping her. So then they went back to work. This is in June of '86.
Okay.
So they went back to work. And the next thing you know, a week later, one of her friends is calling them saying, hey, you did such a good job on Skeeter's house. Can you come over and paint our house? And they're like, well, okay. So they took a couple Saturdays and did that. Then they got another call. Then they got another call. And so they sit down one night and they're like, neither one of us are really excited about what we're doing in life right now and where it's going. Why don't we start a painting company? So they decided to do it.
Cool.
And they started then in June of '86. And then in September that year, I joined them. And I came from 10 years of restaurant experience. So I brought some business experience and a little bit of a skill set to it. And then the rest kind of became history. And now we're almost 35 and a half years later.
I love that story because usually it's the opposite, right? It's the idea and trying to make it happen, but instead your parents were like, hey, we already made it happen. Let's go back and put a name to it and go for it. That they knew it was going to be a success.
Yeah, well, the first few years, kind of tough, but we got into the groove and it's been a good run.
Okay, so obviously painting, but what are the services we're looking at with Iverson Painting?
It's mostly, we've over the years, we've offered a lot of different services.
Sure.
But now we've kind of, over the past 10, 12 years, we've kind of zeroed it in on our core specialty, on interior and exterior painting, some wood refinishing, and wallpaper stripping.
Okay.
And we do a lot of that. And we don't do a lot of the ancillary stuff, that we used to do.
Sure, you really focus on what you're very good at and what people need to. I think it's a lot of people think they want to tackle things themselves, and then they're like, actually, I don't. Who can help me with this?
We've had a lot of clients that have tried to start stripping wallpaper or something like that, like the DIYers, and then they're like, well, maybe we need a professional. So.
I like a professional. I don't like to do anything myself, to be completely honest.
We might not want to tackle this.
Right. So what separates you from, other companies who might be doing something similar?
Well, in my opinion, I think a lot of things do really. Starting from the initial process when they call our office. We have a full-time operations manager who answers the phone, does the scheduling, and then Jen and I go out and do the estimates. We meet with them, we answer, get to know them, answer questions, try and build a relationship. And then when we send them the quote, it's an extremely detailed quote.
Oh, cool.
Sometimes it can be 5-6 pages long. Oh, wow. And we will detail everything. If they ask us to come in and paint a bedroom, okay, we'll put repairs as necessary, we'll detail the repairs. Prepare and paint ceiling 1 coat or 2, prepare and paint closet 1 coat or 2, prepare and paint walls 1 coat or 2. If there's any trim, we'll do that. We even detail if we're going to remove and replace the shelving that's in the closet. So that way it eliminates really any problems.
Yeah, any surprises.
Right, right. Because we found that, you always hear a lot of stories about people having so many problems with contractors. And we have found that most of that is communication. I thought you were going to do this or you thought I was going to do that. And so we detail it, and we rarely, if ever, have communication problems with the client. So we have the detailed quote, we get it to them in a very timely manner, and then we follow up. We're there on time if we land the job. We're there when we say we're going to be there. We do what we say we're going to do, and we're done when we say we're going to be done.
That's like my favorite thing in life. People who do what they say they're going to do.
It's been a winning formula for us, and we work really hard at it. So.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So if anyone wants to get in touch with you, how can they start this whole process for themselves?
Oh yeah, well, our website, of course, is iversonpainting.com. Our office number is 815-395-1560. They're welcome to call. Ron will answer the phone, and he does a great job communicating with them and coordinating a schedule. that fits into their schedule and our schedule so we can get
Perfect.
together.
Awesome. Well, it was so nice to meet you guys tonight.
Thank you. It was
a
great to meet
pleasure.
you.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Alrighty.
So Iverson Painting going to tackle your painting, but what about your outdoor space? Maybe a little landscaping. We're sprucing that up for you next with an HGTV personality and then a new Let's Try It with alcohol removed wine. We'll see how that is. We'll be right back.
The preceding segment was sponsored by Iverson Painting.